Good morning, everybody. My name is Kelly. This is going to be a 75-minute Vinyasa flow. And I did want to start close to the computer. So I like to have fun with my yoga classes sometimes, and I like to link themes with sometimes what I wear or sometimes what's in my playlist. So today I wanted to make sure you could see my shirt. So it says T-Rex hates chaturanga, and there's a picture of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you can see here his arms aren't quite long enough. He has a little trouble with chaturanga. So the point of me showing you this today is that we have a chaturanga-free flow today. So in our Vinyasa yoga classes, we do a lot of chaturangas. We ask a lot of our shoulders, our wrists. So we're gonna take a little bit of break today from chaturanga. So I thought I'd let you know that before we start. So I'll go sit on my mat now, and you can go ahead and find a comfortable seat. So if you'd like to sit on a block, feel free to do so. I will be demoing with 2 blocks today. I just have one thing that we'll use them for at the beginning for a little bit of support. Throughout practice, they can be really useful. And if you don't have blocks, you could use books. You can use anything that you can put your hands on that are gonna give you a little bit of space. So basically they just help by kind of extending our arms and giving us a little bit of support. So once you find your comfortable seat, we are gonna begin with a mudra. So for today's practice, as I said, we have a chaturanga free flow. But what I really wrote it thinking about was the element of water. So we have a lot of the element of water in our body, and we can use it as we're moving through our practice, thinking of the way that water has that ability to move and to be fluctuating, to be flexible, and it can change. And you can kind of think about being able to connect with your artistic abilities, and that doesn't always have to be just art in general. It can be dance, it can be anything that makes you you. So as we move through our practice, we'll think a little bit about that. So the water element is attached to our sacral chakra. So our sacral chakra is our second one, located in the pelvis. So we can think of those sacral waters as we're moving through class today. And you can invoke the color orange if you'd like, because that's the color for that chakra. And I will talk a little bit about it as we move through class. So we're going to begin with what's called Trimurti Mudra. So we're going to make a triangle with our fingers. So you can connect the thumbs and then connect the index fingers. And then you've got a little triangle here in between the hands, and it's pointing downward. And you can take that kind of to your pelvis. So kind of belly button right below. Know that you can always skip this part if you'd like, of course. And then you can close down the eyes if that feels okay in your body. So this mudra comes with a mantra. So you can think, I am nourished by the healing source in the center of my body. So our sacral chakra, again, that element is water, and it connects us into our artistic ability. In Sanskrit, it's called Svadhisthana, and that translates as sweetness. So we're creating this triangle here, and it invokes the 3 energies of life. We can think about creation, sustenance, and transformation. This also can relate to the Hindu triad of the gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. This is one of the best mudras to practice during times of transition and change. Beautiful yogis. Let's take one more breath here, just focusing in on that sacral chakra. Beautiful, and you can go ahead and release the mudra. If you'd like to start your playlist, now would be the time to do that. So I sent it to you in an email, or it's on my Spotify. It's called Sacral Waters. So we'll get that keyed up. Beautiful, and we'll take some just gentle, what's called Sufi grinds in our seat before we go down to our back to warm up a little bit more. So you can hold on to the knees here, and then just imagine that you're stirring your upper body around your lower body. So stirring your body around your hips. So when we think about the sacral chakra, or chakras in general, they can be imbalanced, they can be too active, or they can be too sluggish. Any of these things can happen. So we're working today, especially in this pelvic region, to open everything up. And finding that openness within the sacral chakra can help to unlock creativity in our body and our lives. We can also think that if it's a little bit too open, that we're going to find a little bit of structure. And that structure can then somewhat give our creativity direction. So finding that balance today, go ahead and stop in the center and take it back the other direction. So in yoga, you find a lot of that duality or that balance, that we want to find enough openness, that we can be free, but enough structure so that we don't just absolutely go wild. So finding that balance as you're moving through your class today. And as always, remember, if something doesn't feel good in your body, then don't do it. Adjust as necessary, do something that feels good. Today's practice will be a lot of just feeling good and feeling into your body. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and stop into the center. We're going to take a little warm up here for our wrists and our arms. So take your hands away from the body and just begin to circle the wrists. Doesn't matter the direction you go. Continue to circle them and then start to let your arms come out a little bit wider. And then we're going to start to circle the arms up over the top of the head as we're circling the wrists. Beautiful. And then come into the center, connect the palms, hands come down to heart center. As you inhale, press that prayer up. You can look up if you would like. Flip the palms so the palms of your hands are on the outside. And then as you're coming down, again, circling the wrists. Beautiful. Go ahead and stop into the center. Let's do that again. If you've not taken it the other direction, then switch your direction. Looking up, connecting the palms, and then exhale, hands come to heart center. Beautiful. Keep the palms connected. Inhale, reach them up. This time as you exhale, cactus the arms for a moment. Just widen the collarbones, take a nice gentle back bend. Beautiful. And then inhale, reach up. And then exhale, as the hands come down, you can just move the fingers and imagine water dripping or rain falling. Beautiful. If it's available to you, bring your hands behind your back and interlace the fingers any amount. And you can tuck the chin into the chest for a moment, just stretch out the back of the neck. If it's available to you, you can try to connect the palms. This is Yoga Mudra Seal behind you, opening the shoulders. Beautiful. Releasing that, bring the hands down, lean back, uncross the legs if you're sitting cross-legged, just to get it the other direction for a moment. And then inhale, reach the arms up over the top of the head. You're going to take a nice side body stretch. Bring your right hand down, reach your left fingertips across. You can bend into this right elbow to come in a little deeper. Lateral stretch to the side of the body. Inhale, come up through center. We'll take it the other direction. Beautiful. Inhale, come up through the center. Let's take that one more time. A little lateral stretch. It feels good. You can bend a little into the elbow and look up. You can even bring the arm down in front of the face for a moment if you'd like. This is called flossing the shoulder. This feels good. Take a couple of these. Beautiful. We'll come back up through center and then take it to the other side. Again, option to floss the shoulder here if you would like. Be very careful with the shoulders. They're a delicate joint. Take your time. Beautiful. Inhale, come up through center. And then exhale, let the hands come down by the side. We're going to come down onto our backs. So you can plant the feet on the earth, hold on behind the back of the thighs, and roll yourself down. Beautiful. You can begin by hugging your knees into your chest for a moment. Maybe rock a little left and right. We're going to warm up our hips. Let the left foot plant down onto the mat so the left knee is pointing up, and then interlace the fingers around the right shin. Begin by just gently encouraging that right knee in towards the body. Maybe it's towards the shoulder, maybe it's more to the outside. Whatever feels good to you. You can circle that hip around the joint if you'd like. And then begin to let the left knee fall away and out. You can come onto the knife edge of the left foot. So you've got like a half butterfly situation going on here. Beautiful. And then go ahead and release your hands and kick the right heel up towards the ceiling. Hold on behind the back of the leg if you can. So a little stretch for the back of the leg now, the hamstring. You can flex the toes in towards the face. Again, gentle encouragement of the leg towards the body. Not pulling anything too much early in practice. From here, we can find half happy baby. So take your left hand to the inside of your left thigh and then bend into that right knee. Now you can hold on behind the back of the thigh if you'd like, or hold on to the outside of the foot, or you could peace finger big toe. And begin to encourage that right knee now towards the armpits. Ardha Ananda Balasana. Beautiful. We'll release that. You can use your left hand to the outside of the left knee to encourage it in. Hug both knees into your chest for a moment. And then let the arms come out wide. Let the feet land down. We're going to lift the hips up gently and move the hips over to the right corner of the mat, or the right side of the mat, and then let your knees fall off to the left. So having the knees stacked here, you can stagger them if you prefer. You can look up, or you can look over the right fingertips for your first supine twist. So the more you hug the knees into the chest, the more that you'll feel a little bit more supported there, so know that you can do that. Beautiful, yogis. Using a little bit of core strength, bring those knees back to center, and then let the feet land back down. You can center yourself back on the mat. Keeping the right foot planted, this time we hug the left knee into the chest. Again, interlocking the fingers around the shin, gently encouraging that left hip to compress a little bit here. So you can move that leg out to the side a little bit to clear compression if you're feeling pinching in the front of that hip joint. Maybe you circle that knee around. And now we're going to let that right knee fall out to the side. So come onto the knife edge of the right foot and find that half butterfly pose in the right leg. So a little external rotation there. If you notice if that changes things, we're taking it a little bit more into the inner groin now. And then release the fingers and kick the left leg up towards the sky. You can hold on behind the back of the leg here. You can flex the toes towards the face. Again, we're warming up the back of the leg. Gently encouraging the leg towards the body. You might feel it a little bit more in the hamstring. Taking your time, moving slowly here. We transition into half happy baby. So let the right hand come somewhere to the inside of the right thigh, just to kind of encourage that hip to stay down. And then bend into the left knee. You can hold on behind the back of the thigh, maybe the ankle, the outside of the foot. Again, we're looking for half happy baby here. The left knee coming towards the left armpit, gently encouraging it there. Releasing the foot, you can take the right hand to the outside of the right knee to gently close that right knee. Hug both knees into the chest. We'll take our twist the other way. Let the feet land back down. Press into the feet, lift your hips up and over to the left side. And then let the knees fall to the right. The arms can reach out. You can lengthen the arms out. You can also find cactus arms if you don't have enough space. Again, the knees can be stacked or staggered. You can hug the knees more into the chest for a little bit more support and a little bit more rotation here. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Beautiful. Again, we use a little bit of core strength to bring those knees back to center. You can plant the feet and again, center yourself on the mat. We're going to take some rolling bridges here. So feet are down about hips width distance. And if you reach down with your fingers, you could probably just brush your heels. That's about how close you want them. Feet inner hips width distance. And then as you inhale, press into your feet and just begin to lift your pelvis up off of the mat. So lifting that sacral chakra up. And then continue to inhale, reach your arms up over the top of the head. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, slowly lower everything back down. We're going to do this a couple of times. So lift everything up. You can imagine a wave kind of coming through your body. And exhale, lower down. Just let your body move how it wants to here. Again, this is kind of where you allow your artistic ability, your connection with your sacral chakra to open up. Looking and imagining water moving through your body. Let's take one more here. Beautiful. And then exhale, lower everything down. Hugging the knees into the chest. Once again, you can rock right and left for a moment here. And eventually, perhaps crossing the ankles. That always kind of helps me. And then I like to rock up and down the length of my spine. If that feels good on your body, take a couple of those rocks. Eventually, we'll rock up and over our knees or simply sit to the side. We're going to meet in a tabletop position. So once you find your tabletop, we want our wrists underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. We're going to continue to snake the spine a little bit to warm it up, but I'm going to offer today turning the hands away from one another, turning the fingers away from one another. Take a couple rounds of cow and cat like this. As you inhale, drop the belly, look up, tailbone up. Exhale, chin to chest, press the earth away. Beautiful. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, tailbone up. And then exhale, round the spine. Beautiful. Continue on with your own breath. Again, you can imagine a wave starting at your sacrum, coming to the top of the head, and then coming back at the top of the head, coming up first, coming back to the sacrum. If it feels okay on your wrists, we're going to open the collarbone so you can turn your fingers back to face your knees as you continue with your cow and cat. So this broadens the collarbones across the front of the chest. Should help us to breathe a little bit more. Beautiful. And then coming to stop at a neutral spine. If you can, the fingers are still facing the body or wherever the fingers need to be to work for your shoulders. We're just going to circle here. So I want you to imagine you could circle, and let's go clockwise first. So just circle around. So you're not only circling around the wrists, but you're also circling around the knees and the hips. We're going to find these circles today in different orientations. We kind of already did in our Sufi grinds. So this should feel good in your hips. I want you to think of your hip joint as 360 degrees, because it is, and feel out into all parts of that hip joint. So we're not just thinking about it in 2 dimensions, we're thinking of it as flat. Stop in the center, and then let's take it back the other direction. So now we're going counterclockwise. If your wrists have had enough, you can turn your hands back so the fingers are to the outside, or you can turn them back so that they face forward. Beautiful, and let's go ahead and stop into the center. Sit back on your heels for a moment, and we're gonna flip the tops of the hands down onto the mat so your palms are facing you. And just gently lean back and straighten the arms a little bit. So we're stretching out the extensors from the top of the forearms, just kind of countering what we just did. Again, we'll be a little easier on our wrists today since we don't have to play with that vicious, evil chaturanga, but we still are going to use our wrists a lot. So let's take this stretch. Beautiful. We're going to come back up into tabletop for one more warm up for our hips. As you're ready, inhale, lift your right leg high. So I'll mirror you. Reach your right toes towards the back of your space, and then let the toes land down onto the mat for a moment. So the toes have landed down, and then press yourself back. So a little stretch here for the Achilles, so the back of the leg, the back of the calf. Beautiful. And then we'll lift our right leg back up and kick it out to the side. So let the right foot land down. Think warrior two in that foot. And then you can begin to sit your hips back any amount. So this is half child's pose. If it doesn't feel good in your body, then don't do it. But maybe your hips can come back towards your heel. If it's too much on the knees, know that you can always put a blanket behind the back of your knee. That will actually help with compression there. Beautiful, and then gently press yourself all the way back up. Lift your right leg up and kick it to the back, and then bend into your right knee. We're gonna cross it behind the left. So our knees are crossed here. You can let the feet separate a little bit and begin to bring your hips back again. So this is a half Gomukhasana, another stretch. A lot of times this feels good in people's bodies, but if it doesn't feel good in your body, then do something different. Beautiful. Inhale, come forward, unwind the legs. We'll take it to the other side. So lift the left leg up this time, reaching it towards the back of your space. And then let those left toes land down onto the mat and then press back into your heel. We'll stretch the back of the leg, the Achilles. Lifting that left leg up, we kick it out to the side. Let the left foot land down onto the earth. So warrior two in that foot. And you can stay right here. This is already a nice hip stretch. If you'd like a little more, begin to sink back. Let the hip come down towards the heel. We find Ardha Balasana, half child's pose. Reaching the arms forward if that feels good in your body. Beautiful, and then gently beginning to rise back up. Lift that left leg up, kick it to the back, and then bend into the left knee. Fit the left knee behind the right knee. So we're finding crossed legs here. We're gonna find this a lot today. And then you can separate the feet as much as you'd like, and begin to let your hips come back towards your heels. Again, this is a stretch for the outer hips. With a Gomukhasana modification. Doesn't feel good, skip it. Beautiful, gently coming back forward, unwinding the legs, and then finding our tabletop position. So we're gonna use our blocks here for just a moment. This is where we're gonna use them in class. So we're gonna have a supported up dog here. And so what we want is our blocks to be on our thighs. So kind of up on the top, right below kind of where your hip and thigh meet. So we just want those blocks here for a moment. We're just gonna use them for a second to warm up and so we get the feel of up dog. A lot of times up dog is a little bit too much for people's backs. So we're gonna see if this helps us here. So tuck the toes and then bring the tops of the thighs down onto the blocks. The toes are gonna stay tucked here. Now from here with the support, just begin to let your chest come through. and your chin can come parallel to the floor. So this should feel nice here. And again, we've got the support, the toes stay tucked. You can take the chest forward as much as you'd like, lengthening the spine. Inhale here. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, just begin to lift your hips up, and we're going to come into downward facing dog. So we're going to leave the blocks there for a moment, but you can have a little time here to warm up in your down dog. Maybe bending into each opposite knee one at a time. Can you relax across the shoulders? Try to let the head hang. If you're looking up towards your thighs. Beautiful. Now we're going to try to roll the armpits down. So you're taking your shoulder blades away from one another, rolling the triceps away from the ears. Beautiful. So as you inhale, begin to come forward into high plank. So you're hovering here above the blocks. Now keep the toes tucked, bring your thighs onto the blocks, and then inhale, chin comes parallel, lift your chest up. So we've come to up dog. Beautiful. Hug your navel into your spine. As you exhale, lift your hips up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward, hover in high plank for a moment, and then let the thighs come down onto the blocks, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog, chest comes through. Again, this should feel good in the back, not pinchy. Let's do it one more time. Use your core strength, pull your hips back and up. Down dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank, and then coming right into your up dog. So my toes have stayed tucked the entire time. So this is the vinyasa that we're going to take today. So we don't have that chaturanga. Beautiful. As you inhale, lift your hips up. Now know if you love chaturanga that after your up dog, you can actually take a chaturanga before you go back to down dog if you would like. Put your knees down onto the mat. We're going to move the blocks off to the side, and then we're going to start to move with our flow. So go ahead and find downward facing dog. And as you're ready, inhale, lift your right leg up. Right leg reaches towards the sky, all 5 toes pointing down. And then bend into the knee, open the hip. So let the right heel come towards the left glute. You could circle the leg here if you would like. Taking it both directions. Try to keep your right hip or right shoulder turned down. Beautiful. Finding stillness, and then inhale, reach your right leg long. Look forward, step your right foot in between your hands. Bring your left knee down, untuck your toes. This is supported low lunge. As you inhale, chest comes forward. As you exhale, walk the hands back, find half monkey splits, flex the right toes in towards the face. We're going to move this dynamically for a moment. So bringing a little glide into the hips, just moving back and forth with your own breath. You can go slower or faster. You can stay in one place if it feels good. Always doing what feels good in your body. Beautiful, yogis. Let's go ahead and meet in our supported low lunge. So rebend into that front knee, plant your hands. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee up. Left hand stays down, lift the right arm up. So this is easy twist. Hug your right knee in towards the center line. Inhale here. From here, we're gonna find horizon lunge. So let the toes point towards the right. So you'll come down onto the knife edge of your left foot, and then let the right toes point towards the right as well. You can stay a little bit lifted here because we're just warming up. So you might feel this in the outside of the right and the left hip. Beautiful. We're going to come back around to the front. Bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot and then walk hands to center. So we found Prasarita or wide-legged forward fold. So for this one, our heels are in and our toes are out. Bend into each knee one at a time. So I always think kind of like a Spider-Man or a ninja here. I call this high surfer or high skater. Beautiful. So again, we're just bringing a little bit of movement into the hips, warming them up. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and stop into the center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to find that hip circle here. So let's go clockwise first. So keep a bend in your knees, and then clockwise, begin to circle around in the hips. So just feel it out here. And you can bend your knees as deeply as you'd like. Imagine that you're moving your pelvis around a clock. Beautiful, yogis. All right, let's go ahead and stop into the center. Again, the hands are underneath the shoulders. We'll take a halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Look back towards the right toes. We come back to frame the front foot. We can straighten that right leg for a moment. So both legs are straight, modified pyramid pose. Beautiful. And then a little bend in both knees. So stay with me here. You're going to step your right foot back, but in front of your left leg. So our legs are crossed now. So our right knee is in front of our left. So the knees can fit into one another. Now you can adjust here so all 10 toes are even, but there can be space in between the pinky toes. And we're going to keep a bend in our knees here as we have our legs crossed. From here, inhale, roll forward, high plank. Keeping the toes tucked, find your upward facing dog. Use your core strength. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. And then we can uncross the legs, so we're back in downward facing dog. Take a couple of knee bends here, and we'll move to the other side. As you're ready, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. We're gonna bend the knee, open the hip. Again, letting that left heel come towards the right glutes. So you can keep the left shoulder turned down. Stillness here or movement, it's up to you. If you'd like to move that hip around, feel free. Eventually we'll meet in three-legged dog, so inhale, reach your left leg long. As you exhale, look forward, hug your knee in towards your belly, step your left foot all the way to the front of the mat. Bring the right knee down, untuck the toes, supported low lunge. Again, finding a little bit of that movement in the body here. So we go from supported low lunge to walk our hands back, finding half monkey splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Going as slow or as quickly as feels good in your body. Beautiful, and then eventually we all meet in our supported low lunge. The front knee is bent. Tuck the back toes, lift the right knee up. Right hand stays down, lift the left arm up, easy twist. Hugging that left knee in towards the center line here. And again, we're gonna find that horizon lunge. So toes point to the left. So come down to the knife edge of the right foot. Let your left foot turn out. And then you can sink down any amount that feels good for you. You can even reach towards the back of the room. Being careful here, this isn't always open to everybody, so take your time. From here, press yourself back into your supported high lunge, and then left hand to the inside, and again, we walk our hands to the center. Pasarita, heels in, toes out. Again, finding that high skater, bending into each knee one at a time, coming back and forth here. Beautiful, and then we'll go ahead and stop into the center. Hands are underneath the shoulders. This time we're gonna find the counterclockwise rotation. So again, keep those knees bent as you rotate around. We're kind of rotating around the wrists too. But try to have most of the weight in the feet. Beautiful. Go ahead and stop into the center. We'll find a halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Look towards those left toes. Crawl back to the top of your mat. And begin to straighten your left leg for a moment. We found modified pyramid pose. The right heel can be lifted here, just a little fold for a moment. Beautiful, and then a little bend in both knees. Again, we're stepping the left leg back, but we're stepping it in front of the right. So keep the knees bent here and adjust as you need. So the right knee fits into the back of the left. There can be a lot of space between the pinky toes, but try to make sure all 10 toes are even. Beautiful. We're here in our cross-legged downward dog, and now we take our modified vinyasa. We come forward through high plank, and then we come and find up dog, letting the chest come through. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Unwind those legs, find down dog. And then inhale, look forward, prepare. Come up high onto the toes, walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat, forward fold. A little bend in the knees here, or a generous one. This is actually our first forward fold of the day, or Uttanasana. Fingers can stay down, or you can wrap fingers around opposite elbows, perhaps rock back and forth. Allowing the back of the legs to continue to warm up here. Beautiful, yogis. Let's go ahead and come to stillness. Bring the fingertips down onto the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Slide your hands onto your shins. There can be a bend in the knees. Lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold. We'll do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale and fold. Beautiful. This time, inhale, reach the arms forward and up. They come up over the top of the head. And then exhale, hands to heart center. This is Samasthiti. Bring the arms down by the side, palms facing forward, Tadasana pose or mountain pose. Let the shoulders come down away from the ears. Beautiful. So here within our practice, usually this is where we do our sun salutations or Surya Namaskar A. But today, since we're working on water element, we're going to take water salutations. So if you've never done these before, that's okay. You're gonna follow me, I'm gonna go along with you. We're gonna have our legs crossed in weird ways, and it's a little bit different than your sun A, but it's something new, so have fun with it. All right, let's give it a shot. As you inhale, reach your arms up and over the top of the head. And exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Now keep your right toes tucked, but bring your right knee down. And then as you inhale, reach your arms up. This is Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, the hands come down. We're going to step that left leg to the front of the right leg. So again, we find our cross-legged downward facing dog. As you inhale, come through plank and find your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lift the right leg up. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. Bring the left knee down. Again, the left toes stay tucked. As you inhale, rise up. This is Anjaneyasana. And as you exhale, hands come down. We're going to step the left foot forward, but behind the right. So we find a cross-legged forward fold. Inhale, arms up over the top of the head. And then exhale, fold it right back down. Beautiful. Plant the hands, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Again, the left toes stay tucked, but bring the left knee down. The knee and the heel can be more on the center line here. As you inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, hands come down. Step your right foot back, but it stays in front of the left. Keep the knees bent. Cross-legged down dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank through to upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Step your left foot forward. Right toes stay tucked. Right knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, hands come down. Step the right foot behind the left. Again, cross-legged forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms forward and up. Beautiful. And exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do a couple more rounds of that. I'm going to get a little bit faster. And again, remember, if you're lost, that's okay. You can do it at your own breath. Release the arms down and then inhale, reach them up. As you exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot to the back of the mat, right knee down, toes tucked. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, hands down. Step the left foot back in front of the right, cross-legged down dog. Inhale, come through to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, step the right foot forward, left knee down, toes tucked. As you inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, hands down, step the left foot behind the right, cross-legged forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And exhale, take it right back down. Left foot steps to the back of the mat, left knee down, toes tucked. Inhale, rise up, Anjane. Exhale, hands down, right leg steps back in front of left, cross-legged down dog. As you inhale, come forward, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, step the left foot forward, right knee down, toes tucked. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, hands down, step the right foot behind the left, cross-legged forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, fold it right back down. We're gonna do one more full round. Right foot steps back, right knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjane. As you exhale, hands come down, step the left foot in front of the right, cross-legged down dog. Inhale, come forward, find upward facing dog. Keep your collarbones wide. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lifts high, right foot steps forward, left knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, hands down, step the left foot behind the right, cross-legged forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up, and exhale, fold. Left foot steps back, left knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, hands down, cross-legged downward dog. Inhale, come forward through plank, find upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg high, step the left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, hands down, step the right foot behind the left, cross-legged forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms forward and up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. You can uncross the legs here and shake it out a little bit. So that was the water salutation, just something a little bit different than always doing sun A, which can get boring over time. Water salutations are fun, and they challenge our body in different ways. Beautiful, yogis. Let's move on with a little bit more flow. As you inhale, circle your arms up over the top of your head, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step your feet back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful. Let your knees come down onto the mat for a moment. Let the big toes touch. Find child's pose for a breath. If you'd like to grab a drink or towel off a little bit, feel free to do so. Take a little bit of a breather here. Know that child's pose is always here for you at any time during class. If you'd like to take a little break, feel free to take it. Let's take 3 breaths together here. Inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale and release. Inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale and release. Third time, inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale and release. As you're ready, tuck your toes, find Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Beautiful. You can move your left foot to the center of the mat. As you inhale, lift your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Again, bend the knee, open the hip if that feels good. Movement or stillness here. And then we'll inhale, reach the right leg long, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, hug your knee in towards your belly, look forward. Step your right foot through. Turn your left heel down. So we're setting up warrior 2 legs. So the knife edge of the left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Once you have yourself set up, cartwheel the arms up, arms parallel to the floor. Now here, begin some movement. So dynamic movement here in your first warrior 2. Again, maybe you close your eyes and invoke a little bit of that water element. Maybe you'd like to move a little forward and back. Just feel it out. A couple more breaths here. Beautiful. And then let's all settle into our deepest warrior 2. Glance down your right middle finger. Flip the front palm, peaceful warrior. Left hand comes down the left leg. Right fingertips reach up. Inhale. And as you exhale, side angle. Right forearm onto the right thigh. Left fingertips reach up towards the sky. You're going to take that back and forth a couple of times. It's called a dancing warrior sequence. As you inhale, peaceful. Exhale, side angle. Feel free to find extended side angle if that feels good. Do it one more time. Inhale, peaceful warrior. And as you exhale, side angle, Parsvakonasana. Inhale, take it up and back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, this time we windmill the hands down. Left hand down, left heel up. Right arm reaches towards the sky. Easy twist, we've been here before. Now again, we find horizon lunge. So let the toes point towards the right. So come onto the knife edge of the left foot. The right arm can reach towards the back if you're a little bit more open here. Beautiful, stay with me. As you inhale, press up. Walk hands through center. We're gonna find Skandasana on the left. So begin to bend into your left knee. Right toes come up, maybe the left heel needs to come up. Hands can come onto the floor if you'd like for support. We'll be here for just a moment. You might be up in high skater, that's absolutely fine too. If you'd like, the left arm can come down and reach forward and then reach your right arm up. Find a little opening here. Beautiful, releasing that, hands come down. We find Skandasana on the right. So crawl your hands over. Make sure the heel is in and the toes are out. Again, the heel can be lifted or maybe your heel is on the earth. Left toes pointing up. Staying here with support or again, finding that nice twist. Right arm down, reach your left arm up. Beautiful, left hand comes down. Press into your hands, lift your hips up. We come into wide-legged forward fold. So this time toes are pointing forward, feet are parallel or pigeon-toed, it's up to you. And from here, right hand underneath the face, left hand onto the left hip, turn your left elbow to the sky. You can take a little twist here. If you'd like to take it deeper, the right hand can come somewhere to the outside of the left leg, and then maybe you reach your left arm towards the sky. Beautiful, hands come down underneath the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Look towards your right toes, crawl back to the front of your mat. Left heel lifts, bend into the right knee, and then inhale, straighten that front leg. Again, we found modified pyramid pose here. Maybe step that left foot in just a little bit. Begin to walk the hands forward. We're gonna find modified warrior 3. So begin to lift that left leg up. The support of the hands, or blocks here underneath the hands can be nice. We'll just be here for a moment, just a nice stretch. Beautiful, and then bend into that right knee. Let the left toes land down, hands down. Again, we step our right foot back so it's in front of our left. So we find our cross-legged downward dog, bend the knees. Inhale, come through into your upward facing dog. This is our vinyasa today. And then exhale, downward facing. Beautiful, uncross the legs, bend into the knees a couple of times and then find your stillness. And we'll take the second side. As you're ready, inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip, and again, taking some movement here or stillness if you would like. Eventually, as you inhale, reach your left leg long, three-legged. As you exhale, hug your navel in towards your spine as you step your left foot in between your hands. Turn your right heel down. We're setting up those warrior 2 legs. Make sure you've got your base set up correctly first. So knife edge of the right foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. And as you're ready, cartwheel your arms up, warrior 2. Again, finding movement here. Move your warrior around. Virabhadrasana 2. You can swim it back and forth if that feels good to you. Imagine that no one's watching you because you're at home. Maybe no one is. Do what feels good in your body. Sometimes in our public classes, we're afraid to do that. Doing this and practicing it will perhaps make us a little bit more open to be able to free flow. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and settle into our deepest warrior two. Glance down your left middle finger, flip the front palm, peaceful warrior. Right hand gently down the right leg, left fingertips reach up. Inhale. As you exhale, side angle, left forearm onto the left thigh, right arm reaches up. Again, dancing that back and forth a couple of times. Peaceful warrior, inhale. And as you exhale, side angle, maybe extended side angle this time. Inhale, take it up and back. Peaceful warrior. And exhale, side angle. Beautiful. Inhale, take it up and back. Peaceful warrior. And then as you exhale, window the hands down. Right hand lands, right heel lifts, and then left arm lifts up. So we've come into that easy twist. Again, from here, taking it a little bit deeper into the outer hips. Find horizon lunge. So turn the toes to the left. Let your right hip sink down any amount. Reach your left fingertips back. Again, if this doesn't feel good in your body, please don't do it. As you inhale, stay with me, reach up all the way around, walk the hands around. We find Skandasana on the right. So bend into that right knee, left toes lift. Maybe this time you'd like to challenge yourself with hands at heart center. You find that open arm twist again, or if you're feeling feisty, you can see if you could find a little bind here. So that left arm comes behind the body. Beautiful, releasing that. We're gonna find Skandasana to the left. Challenge yourself maybe with hands to heart center. Take your time. Maybe see if that left heel can be down. Open arm twist, or finding that bind. Beautiful, yogis. Releasing whatever you've taken here. Hands come down, press your hips up, straighten your legs. Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. So feet are now parallel or pigeon-toed here. And again, we take that twist. Left hand to the front of the face this time, right hand, right hip. You have an option to twist from here, or if you'd like to get a little deeper, the left hand to the outside, somewhere of the right leg. You can also hold on to the outside of the right foot, and then maybe you reach your right arm to the sky. You can use a little bit of leverage with the left arm here. It's a nice stretch for the shoulder, helps you twist a little bit deeper. Beautiful, yogis. Release your twist, come back to center, halfway lift. Look towards those left toes, curl to frame the foot at the front of the mat. Right heel lifts up, and then we straighten the legs to find that modified pyramid pose. Just for a moment. Blocks underneath the hands here can be nice. And then bend a little into the left knee, step the foot in, walk the hands forward. We find supported warrior three. So the right leg is up, right toes are pointing down though, so the hips are closed. And again, hands can be on blocks here, or they can be on the earth. Stretching out the back of the leg. Beautiful, yogis. Little bend in that left knee. Let the right toes land down first. And then again, our vinyasa that we're taking, step that left foot in front of the right. So cross-legged down dog. As you inhale through plank, find upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Uncross the legs, find regular down dog. We have one more round of flow. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, and release. Inhale, lift the right leg high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. This time, if you'd like, you could find wild thing. So letting those right toes eventually land down onto the mat. You come onto the knife edge of the left foot. Maybe the right arm reaches up, or maybe over. And if it doesn't feel good, skip it. Inhale here. As you exhale, you flip yourself back around. We find three-legged dog. As you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. This time we're going to find high crescent. So keep your left heel lifted. As you inhale, reach your arms forward and up. High crescent warrior. So press the back of the left knee up towards the sky. The left heel is pointing up. Inhale here. As you exhale, begin to straighten your legs and find hovering pyramid or floating pyramid. So bringing the arms back, folding halfway. Keep the spine long here. Know that the hands can be on blocks if you need. From here, we're going to open into Trikonasana or triangle. So bring your right hand somewhere to your right shin, turn your left heel down, and then circle your left arm forward and up. Open it up to triangle pose, Trikonasana. So hand on a block here or on the shin. You could even lift up onto your thigh if you'd like. I like the block on the outside of the leg because that really helps to open the front side of the body here. It's not about how far you go down, it's about finding the stretch in the side bodies. Can you lengthen your left and your right side here in triangle pose? From here, bend into your right knee. So right hand can come to a block on the inside or the outside of the right leg, or right fingertips to the floor. So we've come back into side angle. We're just a little bit deeper this time. Beautiful. And then bring your left hand onto your left hip. Look in front of your right toes. So you can take the block if you want, put it a little bit forward. We're going to move into half moon from here, Ardha Chandrasana. You can take your time. The easiest way to do it is to bend into that left knee and step the left foot forward a little bit so you have leverage. Right hand to the block or floor, and then begin to lift that left leg up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. The blocker hand is a little to the outside of your right foot for balance. Left toes are pointing to the side, so we have an open hip here. Left arm can reach up. Lots of variations here. You can stay here in half moon. You could bend into that left knee. The left hand could look for that foot to find Shavasana. Or, I have a new challenge for you today. If your right hand easily lifts off the mat and you find balance, bend into that left knee and see if your right hand can touch your left foot. I don't know what this is called, but beautiful. From here, hands both come down onto the mat and turn your left toes down. So this is our standing splits or our supported warrior three. Walk the hands back, then you find standing splits. Beautiful. You can stay right where you are. That right leg is probably getting tired. If you'd like a challenge, bend a little into your right knee and see if you can lift up. So this is supported warrior three, and then see if you can reach your arms back. So this is kind of like a flying, it reminds me of a diving seabird. I don't know what this is called. Beautiful. Take a couple breaths here if you want the challenge. Beautiful. Eventually the hands land down, bend into that right knee, step the left foot to the back of the mat, and then bring the right foot back in front of the left, again, our cross-legged down dog. As you inhale, come through high plank, and then find upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg high, bend the knee, open the hip. Again, movement here, or stillness, or finding wild thing. Coming onto the knife edge of the right foot, let the left toes land down behind you, and then lift the left arm to the sky. Left arm up, out, or over the top of the head. Inhale here, flip yourself back around, find three-legged dog. As you exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Again, scissor hug the legs. We're finding high crescent warrior. As you inhale, rise up. So my right heel is still lifted. I'm pressing the back of the right knee up towards the sky. Bend a little deeper into that left knee, high crescent warrior. And as we inhale, straighten the legs, bring the arms back. So fly the arms back, airplane arms, and then hinge forward halfway. So this is floating pyramid. This takes quite a bit of strength here. Scissor hugging your thighs together. Imagine you squeeze something in between your thighs, helps with stability. From here we find triangle. So bring the left hand onto the left shin perhaps. Turn the right heel down now. Take the right arm forward and up. Open up, Trikonasana triangle pose. Again, a block here if you would like. You grab mine. So the block can be on the inside of the leg or, even better, the outside of the leg. And you find a little bit of expansion here. Feel that long line of energy from your right heel coming out to the crown of your head. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then we begin to bend into that left knee. So we're coming into side angle, but a little deeper this time. So again, that block can be there for the hand on the inside or outside of the leg. Or perhaps the left hand is down onto the mat. Side angle pose. And we have that option to find half moon. So the left hand comes a little in front of the left leg, right hand, right hip. And again, walk your right foot in a little bit first if you'd like. Then start to push in and lift that right leg up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Lots of variations here, but the important part are your right toes are pointing towards the side. So we're opening that right hip. Sugar cane or Chapasana if you'd like, right hand to right foot. Or if you'd like the challenge, you let the left hand get light, bend into the right knee, and maybe the left hand can touch the sole of the right foot. Wherever you are, eventually we all meet with the hands down onto the mat, but the right leg still lifted, supported warrior three, and then walk the hands back, standing splits, or for me, standing 90-90. Finding a little bit of fold here. You can stay here. Maybe you can wrap your arms around your left calf and practice your balance. Or if you'd like, we've got that seabird type of pose. So bend a little bit into the left knee, lift up, and then maybe fly your arms back. Beautiful, yogis. Eventually, hands come down onto the mat, a bend in the left knee, step the right toes to the back, and then step the left foot back so it crosses in front of the right, cross-legged downward dog. This is our last time. As you inhale, come forward, high plank, finding your cross-legged up dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Uncross the legs, again, pedal the feet out a little bit if you'd like. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, and release. Beautiful. Bring the knees down onto the mat. You can widen them a little bit if you'd like. Big toes touch. Find child's pose or balasana. Or you can simply sit on your heels if you would prefer. Taking a couple breaths here just to recover. Slow down a bit. Beautiful, yogis. Walking your hands back in towards your body. If you've taken child's pose, you can bring your knees together, sit to the side. We're going to kick our feet out in front of us. I'm going to face you for this little floor sequence. And I'm actually not going to mirror you because I'll get too confused. So you can listen to my cues, but if you happen to look at the screen, I'm going to look opposite from you, and that's okay. We'll get through this. If you do the other side first, just remember then to do the other side. You don't want to do the same side twice. Okay, so from here, we're going to find dragonfly pose. So we're going to widen the legs a little bit. And for me, I kind of like to bring my hands behind me and press myself up and lean forward a little bit here. So we're trying to find a little bit of an anterior tilt of the pelvis, which means we're trying to stick our booties out a little bit to the best of our ability. Because if we roll and find that posterior tilt and round the lower spine, we're going to feel it in the lower spine. So know that you can also sit on a blanket or a cushion here, or you can even sit on a block. We'll just be here in this variation for a moment. Beautiful. Try to make sure that your toes are pointing up towards the sky. We're actually going to, if you can, take your hands to the inside of your thighs and imagine that you can roll them away from one another a little bit. So kind of pull the inner thighs up. Beautiful. From here, we're going to walk our hands over and frame our right leg. And we can find any amount of fold that feels good in our body. So it might not be very far. You can also use blocks here underneath the elbows. If you're feeling nice and open and you'd like to take this a little deeper, we found this shape in different ways. You can bring your right hand a little farther behind your body and maybe reach your left hand to the knife edge of your right foot on the outside to hold on. And maybe that'll help you to get just a little bit deeper here. Beautiful, gently releasing that, coming up. So finding a little bit of a different variation today. So bend into the left knee, plant the left sole of the foot down, and then use your right hand behind you to help you. Just bring your left knee down onto the mat. And I know I just made it hard to see because of the mat. So my knee is down on the mat, and I've got like kind of like a half hero's pose going on here. Or like what it looks like when a hurdler jumps over a hurdle. So the inside of my left ankle is still on the mat. Now, if this doesn't work in your body, you can skip it, or you can hug your left heel a little bit in closer to the body and have the shoelace part of your foot down. That's fine too. So you can stay exactly right here. This is a nice stretch for the quad, and we're internally rotating that left hip. You could find the stretch again, or if you'd like to try something fun to kind of close off the energy balance here, stay with me. You can take your right hand underneath your thigh and hold on to your left heel or left leg somewhere, and then reach your left arm over to the outside of your right foot. So we're just kind of closing that energy circuit. And again, if it doesn't work in your body, don't do it. I know it's a little weird. Beautiful. Go ahead and release that. Bring the hands behind the body. Let's lean back, lengthen out the legs, and we'll find some windshield wipes here. So bend into both knees, feet wide, and then just very slowly, one at a time, let the knees come down. I think I'm learning a valuable lesson to stop wearing black pants because it's hard to see. All right, yogis, let's find the other side. So again, find dragonfly pose. This is also called Upavishta Konasana. And from here, we'll frame the left foot and find a little bit of a fold or left leg. Again, if you prefer, you could have the left arm on a block, perhaps, for a little bit more support. Or if you're feeling nice and open, the right hand to the outside of the left foot, the knife edge, to help yourself fold a little bit deeper. Take it a little bit into the side body as well. We'll release that, come up. And again, we find that half hero's pose variation. So bend into the right knee this time and let the right knee come down onto the earth. So the inside of that right leg is on the earth. And maybe the ankle is far away from the hip, or you can hug it in a little bit, but do make sure you're not sitting on the heel. So again, we've got internal rotation now instead of external rotation, like a half hurdler's pose. And you could find the regular fold and side bend like this, or if you'd like to try it, left hand feeds underneath your leg and holds onto that right heel. And then the right arm reaches up and over. So it just closes the energy circuit. You might find one side's a little easier than the other. Beautiful, yogis, releasing that. Again, let your legs come out long and you can bounce out your knees. Take some windshield wipes if that feels good. Beautiful. All right, so if you have a block or a pillow, find it and then roll down onto your back. So hold on behind the back of your thighs and just roll yourself down. And from here, we're going to have an option to find a little supported bridge sequence at the end. So we've got a block or a pillow or even a rolled up blanket. Lift your hips up and place that block right underneath your sacrum. So you want it low on the pelvis. You don't want it in the lower back so that the pelvis hangs off and you have a splay there. That's not good, that's not comfortable. So you want it to be comfortable here. Now you can stay exactly here and just feel this with the support. You could lengthen the legs out long. You can all do that for a moment. This is stretching out the front side of the hips here. So if we spend a lot of time sitting during the day, this is a nice way, and a gentle inversion, gentle back bend to open up the fronts of the hips. So psoas. And from here, of course, we're going to end with what's called waterfall. I call it Viprita Karani or lights up the wall. Any of those names are fine, but we're doing a water sequence. So bend into the knees, plant the soles of the feet down, and then let the feet come up towards the ceiling. Again, sometimes this is called waterfall. So if you don't have a block right now, you're getting a wicked core workout, and I'm going to do that right now. If you want to, then you go for it. So legs up the wall. Otherwise, that block is letting you have that little bit of support here. So this can be a little bit more restorative. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is one of the best postures you can take, especially before bed. Helps everything to kind of slow down. And you can take it with your legs against the wall if you don't have a prop, and that'll be just as supportive. If you're in bed and you have a wall next to your bed, this is a great one to take in bed as well. Beautiful, yogis. Bend into those knees. If it feels good, you could hug your knees into your chest. If you still have the block, you could maybe rock a little back and forth. That's a little massage, the edge of the sacrum if that feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, then don't do it. Eventually, you let your feet plant back down onto the earth, lift your hips up, remove the block. We'll find our final Shavasana. So you can let your legs lengthen out long if you'd like, or you could keep the feet planted, maybe widen them a little and let the knees touch for constructive rest. Maybe having a bolster behind the back of the legs. Perhaps you'd like a little bit more hip opening for the pelvis. You could find Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. And finding that balance of opening and bringing movement into the hips and the pelvis, although keeping that structure to help us to keep direction. Releasing into your Shavasana, let the mat completely support your body here. Continuing to relax and release in your final Shavasana. I will end with a reading from the Radiance Sutras. This is a book that is a translation of the Radiance Sutras by Lauren Roche. Rivers of power flowing everywhere. Fields of magnetism relating everything. This is your origin. This is your lineage. The current of creation is right here, coursing through subtle channels, animating this very form. Follow the gentle touch of life, soft as the footprint of an ant, as tiny sensations open to vastness. Power sings as it flows, electrifies the organs of sensing, becomes liquid light, nourishes your entire being. Celebrate the boundary where streams join the sea, where body meets infinity. Yogis, feel free to relax in your final Shavasana for a little bit longer if that's what's calling to you. If you'd like to be led out of your practice, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, starting to reanimate the body. Eventually reaching the arms up over the top of the head, taking a nice full body stretch. Rolling over onto your left or right side, whichever is calling to you this morning, using your biceps as a pillow. And eventually, no rush, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat if you'd like to close out our practice together. Again, I invite you to find the mudra that we found at the beginning, the Trimutri mudra. So bringing that thumb and the two pointer index fingers together to form that downward triangle. You can take it again to Swadhisthana or that sacral chakra. Close your eyes. Perhaps imagining a beautiful orange light in pelvis. Make it liquid. Move around, very free-flowing, but with direction. Beautiful yogis. As you'd like, bringing the hands together in Anjali Mudra at heart center. Tuck the chin into the chest. I end today with one of my favorite mantras. This is a mantra to all teachers. And I have had so many great teachers in my life that I'm so thankful for. I take a little bit of everyone in me, I feel like, as I'm teaching. So know that I'm passing it on to you, and I love when people use my teachings as well. So please feel free to always do that. So it's Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Again, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. The divine teacher in me sees and honors the divine teacher in each and every single one of you. Truly and honestly believe that we have so much to learn from one another. Namaste, yogis.